Hello, gentlemen, long time no see. 2007 Chevrolet Avalanche. Now, I did a little wiring check on the computer service information. I can't talk today. Customer complaint on this one is we don't have no AC. Now that the vehicle's been in another shop for a month, and that's what I'm being told. So it's been there for a while, and this guy here, he claims that before the other shop had it, the AC was working. Now the AC is not working. Well, okay, I take it as face value. I'm not going to call the customer a liar, but I'm also not talking about the other company that worked on it. So anyhow, logical approach here. What do I know is I did the little screwdriver trick on the line over there. If you're familiar with these GMs, they all about the same. Over there, there's your low pressure port. Quick test is put screwdriver in there that, well, actually, I suppose we can, the camera is going to be tall enough. Maybe if I can get this on the stand over here, I don't have to hold the camera at the same time. See if it'll sit here, and it does. So, I mean, this is pretty quick and dirty. We'll go straight over here, find our needle. Okay. Straight away, I can tell that pressure, okay, we do have pressure in it. I know that part, but I also know that there's not enough pressure in the system that would be enough to trigger the AC compressor. I'm a little slow on thought today, so you have to bear with me. And for the naysayers, move on. All I can tell you. We got a fuse over here. I think it's fuse 38. I do believe it is. Well, let me switch over to some different glasses because these are getting to where they're not strong enough. Imagine that. And by the way, I want to give kudos. Thanks a lot, GM, because they seem to be the only company that does this here part right. The diagram is just as it is in the fuse box, easy to read. Everything is labeled. You know, essentially my 15 right here is supposed to be a 10. It had a 20 in it, and they blow. Now the problem I have with that is sorry about that. Let me flip the screen so I can see where you're pointed, where I'm pointing. The problem I have with that is that fuse 38 right there, that's supposed to be a 10 amp. That 10 amp feeds the control module that lives inside. Now I've noticed on the inside of the truck they got two big cans of refrigerant laying there. I suppose they're used, they're empty, so I don't know what went on there. Now I did manually, I have turned the AC compressor a while ago. The AC compressor don't feel loaded up, but that don't mean a whole heck of a lot. I know now that the AC compressor is not loaded, not locked up. I do know it's not locked up, it spins free, it doesn't have resistance on it enough for me to say, okay, we're looking at needing an AC compressor. No, I'm not leaning there. I'm not leaning toward that direction. My direction right now is I want to know what's going on with the wires in this truck. I don't remember off the top of my head. I have replaced several of these AC control units, but I don't recall that I had one that had an internal fault to make the fuse blow. I don't remember that. We'll have to do what we have to do here. So let's get started on this first, and let me gather my thoughts and turn the camera back on. We'll go from there. There are some questionable things here, and I just realized something as well. That fuse box right there is sitting all kinds of crooked. I don't know what we got going on with this right there, but that's the first thing that's going to get my attention to see what's going on with that. And like I said, I'm not going to roll the camera all the time anymore just because you know, the videos turn out too long, people get frustrated about it, so I'm just going to pause that up. I'm going to see what's going on with that. The fuse that I put in there earlier, I didn't have a 10 amp right off the bat, so I put a 15 in it. They stuck a 20 in it, so the 20 blowed with no problem at all, so I figured the 15 is not going to hurt at that point, so I went ahead and did that. So let's see what's wrong with that fuse panel. There's some questionable stuff that I see, you know, as far as a grommet pulled out, the wires that are going inside the cab. So let's see what's up with all that. So a little bit of an update. Yes, it took me a little bit of prying and stuff like that to get the fuse box out of it. It literally was sitting in there like crooked like this. I don't know as far as the connectors, what's what and what happened there, but in any event, I went ahead and pulled that out to sort some things out over here. There's some debris on the bottom of where the plug sits, so I want to blow all that out. And we're going to clip that fuse box in properly before I do anything else. I mean, there's obviously a problem with it sitting lopite like that. You know, the plugs, some of these plugs, they fell right out, so I don't know what was touching, what was not touching, you know, so bear with me. So we got our fuse box properly installed. I made a little bit of mistake. So it's easier to see this way. Fuse 38 is the one that's powering our cluster inside, our HVAC control module, and 17 is for the compressor clutch. So I did fix the fuse box. I don't know to what extent. I don't know that there was anything wrong with it other than the fact it was all lopsided in there. It wasn't clipped in properly. It is now. Connectors look good. I kind of glanced at them. I didn't see nothing that stuck out obviously. So small change of directions. We're gonna head underneath. I want to see if there is, if I can locate that wire going to the AC. Well, I know I can locate. I know right where it's at. But anyway, we're going to inspect that wire, make sure that we don't have anything funky going on there. See what that part is doing. So I'm gonna have to rethink where I was at. What was I doing? I had 3 phone calls in a matter of no time. So I know that ain't your problem. That's my problem. But anyway, so I'm gonna bring you along because I do get told a lot that I don't film correctly. So I'm gonna try to do a little bit better. What we got is it's in this harness right here. It's where it's at. It's coming around. It's coming around the bend right there. Hopefully you can see that, and it's a little bit pinched right there on the lines. I don't think it's routed correctly, but anyway, the plug is right there. Now, I don't know about the whole filming of it, if I can you see that or not? I don't know. It's no fun thing, guys, when your eyes are not cooperating, I'll tell you that. So anyway, right here is where we're at. Right there on that connector, and what I want to do is, here's what I did. I'm trying to be quiet. There's no noises or anything like that. Of course, it's going to have some amount of drag. You know, it shouldn't have too much, but it's going to have a little, and that's exactly what it feels like. But I'm going to go to the plug, undo that plug, and see if we can manually energize that clutch to see if the clutch is working. That's the direction that I'm going to take, so that's what we're going to do. Alright, so we got our plug unplugged. I got the power probe hooked up. I'm going to supply it with a ground, and we're going to supply it with power. Yeah, too slow, not in the friggin' camera. Imagine that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just cannot get you in that up in there. It's not going to happen. It's too tight of a space for me to put the camera, hold the camera, and do this at the same time. So you're going to just have to take my word for it. I don't know if you can read that. Anyway, it trips my power probe. So the circuit breaker trips in it. essentially we're done. The fella needs a new compressor. A compressor clutch, actually. Unfortunately, I don't think we can get that. I don't think these things are available. There might be some sources online where we can find the clutch. Might have spoken too soon. We might be able to do that, but talking lots of money anyway. So this is the point where we going to have to evaluate what we're going to do here. We're going to have to talk to the customer first, of course. You know, goes without saying. But essentially, get out from under there. Sorry. Essentially, that it's going to need a clutch at the very minimum. You know, I don't know if he opts to go to the salvage yard and go get it, or how they're going to handle it. I heard him say that. I thought I heard him say that the other company told him that he needed a clutch. I think so. They was not correct. I don't know why he thought that they were lying to him or whatever. I don't know. I do know they done some shady work on replacing the lifter in here. They got the intake dragging on the pulley and killed the intake. So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. We'll turn the camera off. Now we can argue. Well, actually, I'm not going to argue about it. But anyway, yeah, I could have gone about it in a different way. You know, I could have checked that clutch first or whatever. I just didn't want to wreck the vehicle right away. Not that it takes any amount of time, but nor did this here. That needs to be fixed. I've got to relocate that intake right there so it's not rubbing the pulleys anymore. You know, those odd end things I want to do to the truck anyway. I told him I was going to do it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. But anyway, that is one way to get to where you're going. I had originally looked up the wrong wire. Now, as I said earlier, that the fuse I had the fuse I had looked up is actually I had my numbers crossed. Is what it amounts to. It was fuse 38 that is feeding the unit inside, and it was the 17 that's actually feeding the compressor. And anyway, so we didn't melt anything. That's a good thing. You know, I'm glad they didn't decide to throw a 30 amp fuse in it or whatever. But anyhow, it don't seem like they done any kind of damage to the wiring. So I didn't think it was anyway. So anyhow, moving on. That's pretty much what it is. We're gonna have to wait to see what the customer decides and see if we're gonna make this a half a video or a full video. Well, I was wrong about something else. I'm not gonna explain it to you. I'm just gonna show you. I did not think it had damage, and we do want to be careful with this here. I'll pull that wad out of here, but we got a hole in here, baby. Woo! They had a hose that wasn't even hooked up. They just tried to do a little bit of splicing and just to fix it instead of fixing it correctly. They did a little bit of splicing, so whoever's been working on the truck should not be working on automobiles, but essentially what it amounts to on that right there. Why is that a big deal? You know, it is a big deal on account of the computer now getting unmetered air. So the fuel trims on this truck cannot possibly be correct. So no, absolutely no go with the whole trying to fix it. No, not going to do that. Here's why. That is way too much of a liability, because if anything's going to happen on that one, this whole thing is going to get blamed on me, and I'm not doing that. So never mind about the latest statement. We're not going to fix it, and this whole thing is to be continued. The customer done said he was going to definitely fix it. I don't know the time frame in which he wants to do that, but anyway, this is to be continued.